this time of year is an interesting time in schools. The sun's out, spring's coming, it's September, it sort of feels like the middle of the year, but it's also the time we start to have conversations about the year ahead and we start to wonder about 2024. We've made some significant announcements this week about key people who'll join the leadership of the school from next year and help guide our way forward. That was been Mrs. Emma Grave, who will be from the start of next year our new Deputy Principal, and Mr. Mark Goreham, who many of us will know as our Head of Health and Physical Education, who will step up to be our Head of Teaching and Learning following the retirement of Miss Hannell. Now, I thought, despite there's some people that we actually know quite well, it'd be a good opportunity for us to find out a little bit more about them. I had Lee Sales lined up, but thankfully I was able to push her off to the side because my first choice interviewers were available. So let's hear from Jordan and Clementine, where they help us find out about Mrs. Grave and Mr. Goreham.
Hey, I'm Jordan Parfait and today I'm here with Mr. Goreham. Mr. Goreham, your first question is, what are you most looking forward to next year?
Yeah, great question, Jordan, to start with. Next year, obviously, stepping into this new role at this great school. So looking forward to leading a lot of our academics and what we do. It's just such an interesting space at the moment. We're seeing digital technologies, we're seeing AI, we're seeing people post-COVID question what a school day looks like. So really looking forward to playing in those spaces and leading Scotch to lead the way around the world and Australia in those areas.
Are you looking forward to the transition?
Very much so. I've been at this school now for 8 years and really gotten to know it well, gotten to know the people, really enjoyed my time here and really looking forward to contributing what I can to what is a really important role in the school.
My second question is, if you could bring a footy player, dead or alive, to coach the first 18, who would it be and why?
Great question. As an avid Port Adelaide supporter, there are a couple that come to mind. So how can you go past probably South Australia's greatest player, the great Russell Ebert, and who else other than maybe Mark Williams, who led Port Adelaide to our first AFL premiership in 2004.
I'm here with Miss Grave and we're going to ask some questions. So Miss Grave, what are you looking forward to next year?
I'm looking forward to lots of things next year. It's not just Geelong winning the grand final, Jordan and I will be barracking for. But I think for me, I'm looking forward to rolling my sleeves up a little bit. I know the school really well, but I've got some exciting plans and ideas about what the future looks for us more broadly. And to be brave, I suppose, in stretching us to be the greatest school everywhere, and I think, there's lots of opportunity to do things better and different, and I can't wait to get started.
And what do you think is the most important quality of a leader?
I think sometimes we think leadership is all about talking, and we do a lot of talking when you're a leader, but my experience is that sometimes the greatest leaders are the ones that are doing a bit more listening, and knowing when to talk and when not to, perhaps, is something I'd recommend.
What is a big challenge you've had in the past and how did you overcome that?
I think there was a period of my life where I had young children, where I was studying, where I was trying to progress my career. So I think as a female who's both a career person and a mother and, trying to juggle all those balls at the same time, I'm pretty proud, I suppose, that I got through that period of time well and I'm sort of coming out the other side now. So yeah, there's something to be proud of.
And last question, if you could invite two people to a dinner party, like dead or alive, who would you invite and why?
When I was growing up, I used to love Marilyn Monroe, and I actually don't even know why. She was just this amazing Hollywood icon. I'd love to have a chat with Marilyn. I think she'd be fabulous. But I think the other person, if I'm being really honest, is probably my mum. My mum passed away when I was 32 and she's a real loss. And in a moment like I've got at the moment, I'd love to say to her, hey, guess what? I'm going to be the new Deputy Principal at Scotch. So I would have loved to invite her to dinner.
Thank you.
Just one thing to add to that. How have you found your first year at Scotch?
Amazing. Chaos, busy, noisy, and messy and fabulous and exciting, and every day is completely different and I absolutely love it. You've got to be ready for everything at Scotch.
Sounds good. Thank you for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day.